you know you're alive. You better keep your distance if you wanna survive. 80085, you get burned alive.
I am making a video today that's based on a couple of requests. I'm using my Irresistible Me ponytail extension, which is beautiful and newly freshly curled and washed. This is curled with Remington tight curls, and it's actually still a little bit damp, so the curls may not last. But I also filmed a makeup tutorial today. I didn't know whether or not I should bother putting it up. It's not like super high quality makeup tutorial, but it's using the Balm Voyage palette, and I had a few requests to do more than one tutorial for this palette. So I went ahead and did a video using those 4 colors, and depending on the comments below, I will post that video. I've, you know, like I said, I'm not, I don't consider myself a makeup girl on YouTube. I do some makeup tutorials, but I thought this was kind of pretty. Anyway, if you want to see that tutorial, let me know and I'll go ahead and get to editing that. But this was supposed to be just a hair tutorial day, so I wanted to go ahead and show you this. I will splice a photo in here somewhere of a hairstyle that I did on myself at Viva Las Vegas this year, and I got a lot of requests to do a tutorial on it. And honestly, it was a afterthought hairstyle because I had intended to do something entirely different. And because I didn't, because what I had planned didn't work out or would have taken a little extra time, I just did a hurried ponytail, like very voluminous bun. And I honestly do not remember how I did it. So I'm going to do a couple of different options for you today. The buns that you can do with these wonderful ponytail extensions, these are real hair. So the buns that you can do with these are just gorgeous, and they look very 1960s, especially if you slick your hair back straight up to the top into a ponytail, completely off your face, and just let the buns speak. It's definitely a great 1960s kind of idea. I have some kind of growing out side bangs here that are swept to the side. I'm going to keep them down in the video, but you absolutely can just put your hair straight back if you want to. Or you can do whatever kind of front feature that you'd like, a barrel curl or anything. So I'm just going to kind of show you the way that I do a bun with my Irresistible Me ponytail extension, and you can get a link to purchase the Irresistible Me extension through this video down in the bottom bar, and if you are on the info bar, and if you want to actually purchase, please do use that link, because that will kind of give me a little bit of feedback on who is seeing these videos, and I also get a little bit of a commission on my sales with them, so that's kind of cool. It's a little extra plus since I already love these so much. I honestly don't know the color of this one. They don't have the colors listed on the box that I could see, but I think this is the golden blonde, but it matches almost exactly. I love it. Love it. It's so pretty. Okay. So first what I do is I just like take previously styled hair, because I typically don't do this on clean hair, and make a ponytail. And you can make your ponytail as high or as low as you like. I'm going to do kind of midway at the top of my head. So now you have this big, beautiful, voluminous ponytail. And then what I do, and I've told y'all this before about doing a kind of a 1960s thing by taking the top section of the ponytail and pinning it to the top of my head. Now if you want to do that and then put your hair into a bun, that's even more of a 1960s vibe. I did not do that when I was in Las Vegas. I can't remember exactly what I did, to be honest. But for the sake of this tutorial, because I think it'll look nicer, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what I do is I take this little piece of mesh that kind of gives the ponytail its structure and shape, and I pin it to the top of my head. Anyway, what I think I did is I brushed it out a little bit after I put it into the ponytail, made it a little bit more smooth, because you'll see that these curls will just kind of form into a really beautiful like sausage curl at the bottom, because they take really well to curl. And then I took the ponytail and split it into 3 sections. And I did like the Dutch style braid where the braid goes under, that way the losing my mind, the ribbon isn't as likely to show. Anyway, so I just did this loose braid, and then I took the ends and just kind of wrapped them around my hand and flipped it up into a bun. And then I pinned this portion to my hair, and I did this a little lower down, I think, now looking at the picture. I think I did it a little bit lower when I was in Las Vegas. But this was literally just like an on-the-fly hairstyle. You do not have to have any rhyme or reason to how you do this. And then I spread the remaining hair over onto the sides. And then just pinned wherever it was slack. There is literally no end of stuff that you can do with them. And I think they're actually even more versatile than clip-in extensions, because I think clip-in extensions, even though they're one of the most popular ways right now to get long hair quickly, I don't think they look as smooth and are as easily blended as a wig or a 3/4 wig. So a ponytail extension is a way to get a really, really nice voluminous bun if you're not used to having a lot of hair. And it's a really quick way to do it. And I'm just gonna kind of shove these growing out bangs to the side. And there's a really pretty bun using an Irresistible Me ponytail extension. So it definitely can be used for more than just a ponytail. I'm such a huge fan of this thing. And to really dress it up, I had like gardenias on either side, and I had mine actually lower down in the video, but I had gardenias on either side, and that made it have a very like fancy kind of, you know, night out look. But I love to couple these kind of really buns with like a huge hair flower that really sets it off. And I would put the hair flower down a little low. This one's from Vintage Box. But I like the way you can see the flower just from the front. And then when you turn around, it's just a really like kind of show-stopping thing. And you can wear this with your formal attire. And for winter time, you can actually go with a flower that's more in keeping with the season, if you'd like, a big, huge poinsettia or something else that blooms in the winter. So much hair here, you can do so much with it. And I was thinking how cool it would be to do kind of an I Dream of Jeannie type thing, where you take a big chunk of the ponytail. I'm going to take like half of it, and I'm going to, this is literally on the fly, I've not ever tried this before, I was just thinking of it. Anyway, you could take the other, that same technique that we did before where we took the top of the ponytail and laid it against the top of your scalp, starting from scratch. Maybe a little higher up than before. You see how tall, how big the hair is. And then taking this top portion here, just the top portion of the hair, which is, you can still grab a really big chunk because there's so much hair in this ponytail. And kind of wrap it around your hand and create a bun. That you just kind of lay on top of your head. Just kind of pinning it in place, but not with any too much neatness to it. Just kind of wrap it around and pin it to your head. Okay, so I have a big fancy bun on top of my head, and I'm leaving the rest of the hair down. I'm just gonna kind of try to smooth it. This reminds me a lot of hairstyles that were in those Bible dramas of the 60s, where all the Egyptian ladies and, you know, somehow the women from Israel had beautiful 60s hair. Anyway, this is like very I Dream of Jeannie, and I love it, and I'm totally gonna wear it. So anyway, the last one is a coiled bun. I'm gonna separate it up. And yeah, it's kind of hard to separate. You gotta kind of brush it and work with it. And I'm going to twist it. And if you want to tease this hair so you can give it even more volume, feel free. I'm just going to twist it. And I'm going to start moving it around so that I cover. Eventually we'll cover the ribbon that is attached to it. Kind of like you're doing a wraparound ponytail. And then I'm going to take half the lower section. And doing it in sections like this just makes it look a little more intricate. It's not necessary. You can just twist the whole thing and wrap it around. You just shove the pins in wherever it feels like it needs some security. I can see I've got the ribbon kind of showing, so I'm going to pull it over. Okay, and then I'm going to take another section. Just no particular rhyme or reason to it. Twist that. And I'm going to kind of lay it over and around that one. And then I'm going to take this final section. I'm just going to kind of feel around where it feels like it might be a little sparse. Then I'm going to do that one. And I think I'm going to take the end, brush it into a more defined curl, and wrap it around. And kind of lay it right here. That makes, I think it gives it an interesting sort of finish. So this is the way that one turned out. And I wasn't looking, so if you're looking, hopefully it'll be even better. You can just look with a mirror behind you. And then I'll just like take little flowers and poke them around, these little hairpin flowers from Belle Blossoms. You can totally clean it up, polish it up, make it however you want it, however perfected you want it. Put flowers kind of scattered around in it. That was a very 60s thing to do, and it's, like I said, really, really easy, and it doesn't require much time or energy. So anyway, that's that. And hopefully you guys will check out Irresistible Me and give them a chance. Get yourself a ponytail extension. This is the 16-inch length, I guess I should say that as well. It matches my hair exactly, so, you know, there's that as a plus. And I actually feel like that synthetic hair, especially in darker shades, would work just as well if you want to get one of those Jessica Simpson ponytail extensions and try to work around with that. The great thing about this being that blonde hair in synthetic fibers never look like real hair to me, unless you're just mixing it in with your own hair and kind of making it making it a filler. I feel like that the synthetic hair just is too shiny and silky looking. It doesn't really look like real hair. So if I'm going to make just a braid or something like that, blending with my own hair, that's different. But when it comes to something where it's going to be a large portion of the hairstyle, I feel like that the natural hair just works better. So hopefully this helped you, and I hope the music in the background's not too loud, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
You better keep your